Long ago in the town of Greenfield lived a man named Ben and his wife Rachel. They survived by making clay toys and selling them in the market. One day Ben told his wife, "Rachel, this time I've created some new types of toys for children. I'm sure kids will love them." Rachel studied the toys carefully and replied, "You're right, these toys are beautiful. But don't you think there are too few? If people like them, they'll sell out before noon." Ben nodded. "You're right. We need more toys, but the clay is finished." Rachel thought for a moment. "Go to George's field and get some clay. The clay there is smooth and black, perfect for toys. But make sure you ask his permission first. Otherwise, he might demand money later." Ben smiled gently. "All right, I'll ask him. Don't worry, I'll be back soon." Ben was known for being simple and honest, which often made him an easy target in the town. When he reached George's house, he said, "George, I need some clay. I've heard the clay near your well is very good for making toys. May I take some?" George, who was clever and cunning, immediately saw an opportunity. Ben is too innocent. I can make him work for me, he thought. With a sly smile, George replied, "Of course, Ben. Since you've asked so politely, I'll give you a tip. The best clay is not on the surface. It's at the bottom of the well in my field. If you dig 10 or 12 feet deep, you'll find the finest clay for your toys." Ben, trusting as always, said, "Really? Then I'll dig 10 or 12 feet to get the best clay." George smirked to himself. "Perfect. He'll deepen my well without me paying a single coin." Ben started digging. After some time, a strange sound echoed from beneath his shovel. Curious, he dug deeper until he uncovered a large pot buried underground. "What's this?" Ben muttered. Opening the pot, his eyes widened. "Oh my God, gold coins. So many gold coins." Confused and overwhelmed, he whispered to himself, "What should I do? I should take it home first." Carrying the heavy pot, he returned. When Rachel saw him, she scolded, "You went to fetch clay. Why did it take so long?" "And what's that pot you're carrying?" Ben lowered his voice. "Keep your voice down. These are gold coins." Rachel's eyes went wide. "Gold coins? Where did you find them?" Ben explained. "While digging in George's well, I discovered this pot full of coins." Rachel's face lit up with excitement. "We're rich." But Ben shook his head firmly. "No, Rachel. These coins aren't ours. They were found on George's land, so they belong to him. If we keep them and he finds out, we'll be in serious trouble. We must return them." Rachel frowned. "Are you serious? Why would you give them back?" Ben smiled calmly. "Because it's the right thing to do." Without hesitation, he carried the pot to George's house. "George, while digging the well, I found this pot filled with gold coins. Since it's your land, it belongs to you," he said. George's eyes widened in shock. "Gold coins? Are you joking?" "No, it's true," Ben replied. "You should hand it over to the government." George nodded with a forced smile. "Yes, of course I will." But in his heart, greed burned. "Why should I give this treasure to the government? I'll keep it and become the richest man in town." That night he made plans. "I'll buy cows and horses, build a grand mansion, and become the wealthiest of them all. But what if someone discovers the truth? I'll put the blame on Ben." The next morning, George hurried to the police station. "Sir, I think Ben has hidden gold coins in his house. I overheard him talking about it yesterday near the pond." He lied to the inspector. Soon the inspector and his team stormed into Ben's home. "Ben, is it true you found gold coins?" he asked. "Yes, sir," Ben admitted honestly. "I discovered them while digging, but I gave them all to George." "We must search your house," the inspector insisted. Ben replied with confidence, "Please go ahead." "I've nothing to hide," but Rachel grew nervous. Unknown to Ben, she had secretly taken a few coins and hidden them in the house. During the search, the police uncovered the coins. The inspector frowned. "Ben, you claim to have given everything to George. Then how are these coins here?" Shocked, Ben stammered, "I don't know, sir." Unable to bear the tension, Rachel confessed, I took them. I was tempted. I thought it would end our poverty." The inspector shook his head. "You should have been honest from the start." Meanwhile, he also visited George's house. "Where are the rest of the coins, George?" he demanded. Feigning ignorance, George stammered, "Coins? What coins?" the inspector snapped. "Ben gave you a whole pot of gold. Hand it over." Trying to wriggle free, George whispered, "Why don't we settle this quietly? You keep some coins, I'll keep the rest, and no one needs to know." The inspector burst out laughing. "You think you can bribe me?" You framed Ben to steal everything for yourself. He immediately arrested George. You've gathered wealth dishonestly. Now you'll have plenty of time in jail to think about your greed. Later, the inspector turned to Ben. You've shown remarkable honesty. The government will reward you for finding this treasure. But Ben only smiled. We don't need any reward, sir. We're content with what we have.